drove around the airport and I said, this plane looks like no one has touched it in forever. And so what I do is I look at the signs, all right, and that tells me, okay, this thing is abandoned. I go ahead and research that. I look at and find out, okay, what make and model is this? Now, if you have access or you're mechanically inclined yourself, especially if you're an A&P mechanic, you could bring this thing up to shape. Clearly, you're missing some equipment here. So you see right there, you see some of your analog screens is also missing. And also, no idea what the, let me close this first. You can also see up top here, I don't see any rust, and good thing we're not close to any body of water. You might see a little bit of rust here and there, but the biggest challenge you're gonna have with finding abandoned airplanes is the power plant. This is what could break the bank, right? If you're able to find an airplane just like this one that's been sitting, and assuming, again, interior work is peanuts compared to how this engine is doing, because if you have to overhaul the engine or buy a new one, that's what's gonna cost you some money. And with these engines, you're probably looking at $35,000 minimum or $40,000 minimum just to overhaul it. And if you buy a brand new one, you probably add another $20,000 to the price tag. But again, you find one of these, you look for signs, and if everything checks out for you, you go research. Look, guys, when you look at the tag on the airplane, generally speaking, even on the FAA database, you can find the owner and you can maybe find their address or figure out, just ask around the airport, hey, you know who owns this airplane? And guess what? They'll probably direct you to the right person and you can go make them an offer, right? The plane is just sitting. They're clearly not doing anything with it. And look, this seal right here also gives you some information about the aircraft. You see, PA28180. This tells us it's a Cherokee 180. It tells you the serial number. Everything you need about the aircraft is right there. You just got to look it up and then try and get in contact with the owner of the airplane and ask them, hey, are you looking to do anything with the plane or whatever the case may be? And guys, I can't tell you how many times, like I've heard so many different stories of how you find great deals. Sometimes you have an airplane like this that's just sitting because the owner can no longer fly it. It could be a medical situation. It could be that the owner has passed away and the family have no clue what to do with the aircraft, so they just leave it at the airport. But it can be rewarding to find out what's happening and why this airplane is sitting. And if you can, instead of going to buy one that still needs work for $90,000 or over $100,000, guess what? You could maybe pick this up for 10 grand, 15 grand. Again, make sure you have the resources to be able to bring it back to life. If you have a local shop or you're a mechanic yourself or know a good mechanic, this is a perfect steal. I'm telling you, this right here is a perfect steal for anybody who may be in the market right now. It's a Piper Cherokee 180 is what it looks like. And it's just sitting. It's been abandoned. And I can probably go around the airport and show you many more airplanes like this. Okay? Do that.